Hi everyone, this is Alpha Ali. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing a new VOD view. This is actually for Cozy, and Cozy is currently in Diamond 3. They are. They basically, it's a game from today, and it was a win. And they just feel like they need to have practice with the Valks, which is completely fine because we can have a look to see, you know, about like our Valk timing, when we're going to be using our Valks, why we're using our Valks as well, and also making sure that we're playing like safely and we're being as effective as possible as we can in our Valks. That's pretty much only what Cozy's put in the message, which is completely fine, nice and short and sweet. And they also did say as well that we're queuing with the Juno at the time, so it means we've got a nice little support duo. Always love having a support duo over any other duo. I just feel like you can communicate with what you guys are doing like so well compared to with like a lot of like other like duos and as such. So that's why I always do love to have a nice little support duo. So it's really cute that you're with your Juno today. But just really quickly before I do get into the VOD, if you guys are wanting your own Mercy VOD review, are you wanting your own free Mercy VOD review? I do them live on my Twitch for free at 2 PM UK on Sundays. They cost 7,500 channel points, which you simply get by just watching the streams. If you can't make it that time, then do not worry, as I also record them offline whenever I'm free, and all of them get uploaded to this channel. But if you guys want to see any of my own gameplay as well, you can visit my main channel. If you do need any help with anything, then don't be afraid to message any of my lovely mods on Discord. The links for everything that I've just mentioned will be down in the description. Now, back to the VOD. And yeah, so I guess we're kind of like just get straight into it. Just a quick little look at the team comp that we've got right now. Juno, honestly, I really like running a Juno Mercy when you have a Rhine. The reason is because your Juno can just very easily speed around your Rhine. And normally you'd have a Lucio for this, but because obviously you've got the Juno now, very easy, which means we can very much kind of pick one of these two to kind of like stay with a little bit. Obviously, it depends on like, if one person's going on a flank quite a bit, in which case, we'll have to go with them. But if not, we could just balance the beams between the two as well. Just seeing, for example, if my Genji goes and dashes in, then we can try and damage boost as he goes in. See if we can try and help him. If not, Cass is obviously absolutely amazing damage boost. It's just mainly just looking to see who's got the best angle at what time. So let's get into it. I'll kind of skip it forward a tiny bit just because we're at the start of the round. Also, we switched to Widow at the start, which is fine. Once we get ourselves in, there we are. Which obviously might just be for like a little shot at the beginning. So don't be afraid just to damage boost as you're coming out. Nice. Nice. Make that there. Make that just a normal GA. If you can. Sorry, am I? Oh yeah, I'm on normal speed. Just if you can make that like a normal, like a little council GA here. The reason is because you want to kind of make sure that if you do need to go and GA to your Genji in a second, then you're going to be there to go and help. Okay. What I would be doing here is it's great that you're trying to follow up with your Juno here and helping out your Juno, but try if you can to make sure that you're linking up with your Genji kind of sooner more than you're just kind of like staying with this Juno. So what I would do is I would just make it like a little GA cancel here, and then just make it. Sorry, I currently don't have lights on my keyboard to know like what letter is which, so I'm currently guessing on what N is. Okay, it's not even working. Okay, there we are. Okay, we're back. It's all right. Yeah, so I'd be playing kind of like just here-ish instead. So it means A, I can obviously help out my Juno this way if I need to, but B, I have that option with my Genji. By you going around this way, not only if you have to get your Genji, you're peeking like main at these two, but also it's a lot like of a longer way to be able to pill for him. So I made that little GA cancel here, so it gives me out some more options as well. And then we play guess the button to be able to get back. That's all good. Nice. Nice damage boost on the swing, obviously, just in case it would end up hitting. Good damage boost on the swings. Link back up with your Genji. Very nice. Just same thing again, I'd look to kind of link up with your Genji a little bit more. Because it feels like throughout this entire team fight, don't get me wrong, like your Juno's done quite a bit, like especially with your damage boost and everything, but it feels like we're either with the Juno or we're with the tank. I didn't see you at all touch the Genji or your Widow. Widow is fair enough because Widow's gonna sit in the back line and do her own thing kind of thing. But definitely, I think if your Genji is like going in and being aggressive, don't be afraid to just GA in and help him. Don't just kind of sit around with your Juno as well. Because what can happen is you can be sitting there kind of damage boosting your Juno when your Juno's there healing up your Rhine, in which case your damage boost is doing nothing because you can't damage boost healing. Okay, so just what I would be looking for here is instead of you trying to link up with your Juno or your Rhine, look to link up with your Genji a little bit more here. Okay, keep on going though. That's fine. Obviously, we're backing out and everything, but we end up getting the nice little cap, which is awesome. Cool. So we should be able to cap it really nicely here. Nice going up to your Widow. Obviously, you just look for a lovely pick as we just seen there. Very nice. Obviously, we're floating. Widow emoting. Love it. Nice, obviously, fire strikes. At this point, because your Rhine is just gonna, all what's gonna happen here is your Rhine's gonna chuck a fire strike and then just stand here with a shield, right? So let's look to see who we can help that can, do something with this, okay? Well, we have two options, okay? I would personally go up with Genji here. because your other option is the Widow, but your Widow's playing very, very far back right now, okay? But can you see how we spent about 5 seconds just honestly just being stood here, just damage boosting a Ryan that's got his shield up, okay? Link up with your Genji, okay? So I'd use this time to go with my Genji, link up here, because all I can do, I don't even need to push up with him here. I don't need to be kind of like around here with him or anything. I can literally just stand behind this kind of window bit here, play, you know, have a little damage boost on him. He can do his own thing. We can GA forward desperately if he doesn't, kind of dashing down and everything. But it means that we don't have to fully commit with him. And I feel like that's one thing that a lot of people kind of struggle with when they're with Genji. They feel like they always have to be, you know, like be by the side of the Genji. But realistically, if you just think, okay, where's the Genji going to dash to? Where's the Genji probably going to hold an angle to? And we just need to try and make sure that we're playing in some sort of beam range, but, you know, kind of with him as well at the same time. In which case, that'd be kind of like just playing back here. If Genji ends up getting picked off and his orb drops down, perfect. We have a Rhine and also a Widow to be able to back ourselves off, okay? But don't be afraid to once again be pushed up with this Genji right now, okay? Oh, I got the right one. Let's go. Let's go. So obviously helping our Rhine out again as well. Nice. I love, by the way, I love your flicks of the damage boost onto him. But same thing again as well. Let's try and link up with our what's it called? With our Genji, okay? Nice super jump to get out. Nice. And we're gonna back it out. Is what it is. Nice. Let's link up with our Genji. Yes, okay, we finally found a Genji, which is great. Good damage boost. No, keep with him, keep with him. Okay, just keep with him. Okay? I would rather you kept with the Genji in this backline here, and there's 2 reasons, right? I would rather you kept with your Genji in the backline, because not only will it distract, what's it called? The, that's a soldier. I'm trying to think, like, with all these, like, new skins and everything. Yeah, that's Soldier, okay? You could very easily distract the Soldier and the Juno, okay? In which case, this Rhine has very little healing, okay? You cannot help your, what's it called? You cannot help your Widow being pinned in here. Because A, your Widow's out of position anyways. And B, like, you peeling back for this is going to do nothing. Your Juno will have speed, ring, and flight, especially because they've been AFK on the point for this entire time, so they have chance to be able to back out and escape, and your Rhine is still respawning, okay? So I would rather, don't just kind of, like, back off and be scared, think, oh no, my team, kind of thing. We don't need to, okay? Commit in here, okay? I want you to GA through with your Genji here, obviously looking down and away to be able to, you know, protect your head hitbox, and just play with your Genji aggressively here. There's no kind of rhyme or reason for you to start backing off, okay? I'm gonna look to see what you end up doing now in a second though, so we'll keep looking. Don't say sorry, you can't do anything for her there. Can't out heal any of that, so that's fine. We just need to back out, reset, go again at this point now. So we're back in spawn. Nice, so the Rand's underneath. Really, really good thing with ult charges here, and this is mainly for what's it called? For the Rhine on Rhine duel, right? The reasoning is because when you have a Rhine on Rhine duel like this, the majority of the time, unless if one Rhine is dominating the other Rhine, they are more likely going to have their ults at the exact same time, okay? So, for example, in my head now, I'll be looking at my ults for, you know, who I need to be, like, you know, doing more with my team. For example, in this case, I've been thinking, okay, let's maybe try and, like, damage boost my Genji a little bit more to get Blade for the next team fight, because we'll have to go and damage boost that Blade because we don't have our, what's called, our Juno here to be able to help. Second thing as well is just if you're looking and you see that your Ryan's got Shatter, you will know that the enemy Ryan is very, very close to Shatter if the 2 of them have been kind of like what's called very, very similar. So yeah, so if the 2 are very, very similar, also Ryan is going to be, you know, their Ryan is going to have it. So that just means whenever, and it's really, really great with this map as well as Parisu in general. Parisu has a lot of high grounds, which means that we can very easily play out of the way ready for that. They've just switched to Soldier, so we know they're not going to have Visor, so I'm not too fussed about that for the first team fight or anything, and I'm pretty sure Venture has hardly done anything as well. So we don't need to do anything with that. And then obviously, you know, the supports we're not too fussed about, okay? So it's kind of like just kind of thinking for this next team fight, I'll be kind of playing with my Genji quite a bit and then make sure that I'm playing up off the high grounds and stuff ready for that Ryan. Okay, let's keep going though. So coming back with our Widow now. Nice, okay. So we don't need Valk here. Okay, the reasoning is because Shatter is going to be enough if the Ryan hits the Shatter, which is obviously what he does. Shatter here is going to be enough to win out this team fight. We do not need to do any. We do not need to valk this here. Okay, all we need to do here is we just need to stand back, see what ends up happening with the Shatter, and then follow it from there. So Because we can see that Ryan hits the shatter, we just need to just sit here and just damage boost the swings. Damage boost the swings, they don't have a mercy to res their Ryan. Free what's called team fight win for us. Okay, the reasoning is because, right, as soon as this Ryan's gone, they're going to struggle without tank, and they don't have anything to revive or be able to do anything with this. So this is just a free team fight win, okay? So all you really need right now is just this Ryan to hit the shatter and get this guy, and then bam, we're done. We're sorted. Okay, so there's no need for us to Valk in this case. I would rather you saved your Valk for next team fight probably, in which case we could, you know, use our Valk to kind of like play around at some of the high grounds and stuff ready for the visor, or maybe like to play up in the air from Venture and what's it called, from the Venture and the Rhine and everything as well. So yeah, so all you need to literally do here is just what's it called, is just to sit and just damage boost this Rhine after the Shire. No need to Valk. Okay, keep going though. I want to see what we end up doing with the Valk anyways. Nice helping out Genji. Nice, just keep damage boosting here. Ryan has got so much HP. And he's not gonna, he's not gonna lose against a, a Lucio. So just keep pushing the damage boost, so it means we can heal up afterwards if we need to. But nice, just same thing again as well. Same thing again as well. We just end up, just sitting and damage boosting the Ryan all the time, okay? We don't need to be doing that. We need to try and look for our Genji if we can. So, let's quickly look at this bit here, because what ends up happening here. Sorry if you can hear my dog bark in the background as well. If he keeps on going, I'll kind of pause it and go and help him in a sec. So, what ends up happening here? So, we're helping our Ryan get out. Perfect, okay? I'd be looking to once again be already playing up on this high ground because Ryan's not used his shatter yet, okay? So, just if you can, try to play up on the high ground if you possibly can, just to make sure that you're out of the way for this shatter, which is going to be inevitably happening. So you do end up doing that, which is great. But then because we're not already pre-there, we end up doing it, you know, in a second being like, oh, we're here. And then you end up getting caught out by the Venture, okay? What I'd rather you did is, whilst you're just sat here healing your Rhine up, which is perfectly fine for you to do, you know, don't get me wrong. Just make sure that we're coming up already. So we're being proactive, okay? We're already preempting the shatter and we're already preempting a Venture probably coming up to us or something, okay? So what I'd be looking to do is use your super jump to come up to here early. So when we're already on this high ground and we hear or see the Venture, we're not just going to get absolutely taken out by them. Instead, we have that second to be able to GA ourselves up onto another high ground or be able to rotate somewhere else. Okay, so it means we're not going to get caught out by it. Okay, let's keep going though, because I want to see what your team end up doing, because they're using the Juno ults, which should hopefully be quite good for them. Really good Venture ult, just unfortunately nothing you can really do against that. Reset, go again, and Genji sadly uses his blade as well. But do you see how we can slightly play off to the side already up on the high ground? So it means we're being proactive for that team fight. That's all good. Keep going. Good pick from your Widow. Nice heals onto your Juno. At this point, we're going to be struggling for ults for the next team fight, but I know they're going to have a lot of sustainability ults. So this team fight is probably just going to be kind of make sure that people stay alive. Try to make that cancel GA a little bit sooner just to kind of stay out of LOS of people if we can. Play with Genji here. Damage boost Genji. That's fine. Okay. So, respect that you want to try and, you know, stick it out with your Ryan here and everything, which is really, really great. Perfect. Like how you managed to touch on the Genji as well. I would have liked it if you tried to push it with him a tiny bit more, but I respect, because obviously, you know, your Ryan's taking a lot of damage. The only kind of issue that I have here from you, and I mean, it's a little bit of a nitpicky thing, but let's say they didn't end up using the Juno ult for some random reason. What we want to do here is, instead of you GAing yourself forward to be closer to the Rhine again, use that GA to get yourself forward back and play back here. The reason is because your beam can still kind of reach here, or we GA ourselves up onto the high ground or something like that, just to make sure that we can still kind of play with our Rhine-ish, but we're, we're not kind of GAing ourselves in if we can. Okay, let's keep going though. So, that's not you. Sorry, I'm struggling without the glow of my keyboard. That's fine, we just need to reset, go again here. We're going to have Shatter coming up next team fight, and we're also pretty much going to be very, very close to our Valk. Just same thing again as well. If our Ryan hits a really good Shatter, we don't want to Valk it. Let's keep going. So nice. Oh, we need to make sure that we're hitting him there. We're getting our beam onto him. Nice. Don't back out too much here. All you need to do is literally just make sure that you're doing a GA to about here-ish, just so we can stay in the beam range of our Genji in case they do end up kind of toppling back onto him. okay? Nice, though. Lucia's coming for your Widow. Just ignore that. Your Widow has not been, what's it called, active enough. This is a fine one. Okay. This is a much better Valk. And the reason why I say this is because you do end up kind of being a little bit kind of away from the team and everything. Let's quickly rewind it. So, obviously, this is the part where I was like, oh, you know, stay with your Genji a tiny bit more. This part is fine in a second, because obviously, you know, you want to try and peel for your Juno, which is perfectly fine. We get the heals up on that. And now at this point, obviously, we want to try and make sure that we're helping our Ryan with this follow-up, because at this point, the Ryan is going to become unstunned, and we need to try and make sure that we're securing this. So really nice Valk here. This is a much better Valk, because you're not using it directly for the shatter this time. You're using it for like some kind of help with the follow-up, because there's no kind of initial picks from that shatter, and our Juno has had to back out and everything, okay? So perfect. Really, really nice. Nice heals here, okay? Go with your Genji. The reason why I want you to go with Genji here is just to be able to pick off this Lucio. If we get a... Oh, sorry, not the Lucio, even the Venture. If we get a nice clean pick off on the Venture by damage boosting this Genji just with one lot of shurikens, bam, we can turn ourselves back to our Rhine. I feel like, once again, we're playing too Rhine centralized here, where it's like, I feel like you're just kind of playing with him way too much, when in reality, your Juno should be enough to be able to keep him up, and we should be trying to play with our, with our Genji. Ignore the Widow. The Widow's just been rented by the Lucio pretty much like every single team fight, and she's played way too far back for us to help, in which case, you know, she should be switching off realistically. So what I would be doing here is I'll be looking to make sure that we're playing with our Genji a little bit more in this Valk, okay? So as soon as we pop it, great, obviously with the heals and everything, but as soon as that Ryan is pretty much half HP, leave him, go and help your Genji here, okay? Let's keep going. That's not you, that's you. So let's keep going. And I clicked B by accident. So same thing again, because it means we can help our Genji out a lot more. He could have been able to secure that kill a lot quicker, okay? Nice damage on Juno, though. Really, really nice. And you guys end up capping it. So it's just the same thing. Like, we just want to make sure that we're kind of following up on our Genji a little bit more rather than our Ryan. So nice Jade forward. I would have Jade. Okay, so Jade with your Genji here. The reason why you want to GA with your Genji here is because you want to try and play it aggressively with him to be able to get some nice spam damage out and to build up his blade. If you manage to damage boost him and he gets quite a good bit of damage off, he will have blade for next team fight. Unfortunately, they are probably going to beat it because Lucio's held on to his beat for like eternity, it feels like at this point, but it does give us a chance to be able to have that blade next team fight, okay? So what I'll be looking for here is, as soon as you can, push up and be with that Genji, okay? Don't be afraid, because they're still going to be respawning, okay? So there's absolutely no reason for us to be too afraid here, because they're still going to be respawning. Let's keep going. So nice damage boost on Genji here. Nice. I just saw the Venture, and hopefully your Juno's calling that out as well. This is much better from you as well. Nice heals on Juno. Nice. Okay, so same thing again. Don't be going with our Juno right now. Go with our Genji, okay? Because our Juno is completely fine, okay? She's got movement abilities for days, and she's also got Rhyme with her now, okay? So she's not your problem, okay? Instead, what I want you to do here is I want you to use your GA here to start playing with your Genji, okay? Just do a nice little GA cancel or something, play with the Genji, because then obviously, yeah, if they do start shooting you down, then you have that escape route, okay? But wait for them to start shooting you or your Genji to start falling weak and looks like he's gonna fall before we rotate back, okay? I feel like we're just playing too scaredily, and we're always thinking, oh, I need to play with my Juno, okay? I know you've got really good movement, Cozy, and I know you know how to use Mercy's movement, and your beam management is absolutely perfect. So just play that tad bit more aggressively and really have confidence in yourself, okay? Just push up here and play aggressively. All right, let's keep going. So we do end up kind of peeling back quite a bit. There is a cast behind, which is fine. My only thing is, don't like kind of fully commit too much with it. Nice. Make sure we're getting out as soon as possible there. Nice. Just make sure we're looking to see where we're going to be GAing to here. Let's quickly just rewind all of this. This is fine, okay? I will say, I feel like you spent too much time trying to commit with the Hanzo, this specific bit here, okay? It's all well and good you trying to, help the Hanzo, especially with like the damage boost storm arrows and stuff like that. But there has to become a point where it's like, okay, there's no point now at this point. Let's turn to face the team, okay? And I feel like you kind of like spent too long looking at him thinking, oh, is he going to re-peek it or not? Because if this is a smart cast, which this cast I know already is from how he's played, he's not going to re-peek this. So he's just going to like stay passively for a sec. He's going to allow the storm arrows just to, to like play out and everything. that gives you perfect opportunity and a perfect time for you to push forward and go and try and help with the Genji and stuff like that, okay? So what I want you to do here instead is don't just kind of waste your time. Sure, you can keep your B on, and don't get me wrong, but just make sure that we're looking at what the rest of our team is doing here. So it means that we're not fully blind and we end up panicking in a second when the team fight ends up starting, okay? Let's keep going. So... because I feel like then this ends up kind of being a bit of a panic, like, sling valve, when in reality it could have just been a straight GA to be able to try and help. And also, secondly, we do end up kind of being in a sort of what's called bad position for the shatter as well, which I think is all due to a panic of you suddenly realizing, oh, I should probably be with my team, okay? So, I'm going to be you. I'm here, I'm with my Hanzo, okay? I can keep my beam on my Hanzo, good to see how everyone's doing. I know the Venture's dropped and the Juno's probably not going to do enough damage for me to be able to GA myself onto this high ground for a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to GA onto this high ground for a second. I'll GA onto this high ground for a second, so it means that we are then out of range for this shatter, because we know the shatter's going to come down, because sadly, it's come to the point where the Ryans are out of sync with shatters, okay? Because it's very much been, you know, our Ryan shattered, their Ryan shattered, our Ryan shattered, their Ryan shattered, okay? Because our Ryan shattered last team fight, we're thinking, okay, their Ryan's going to shatter this team fight. So it means that we need to play up and on an advantage, okay? So play up on an advantage like this, heal up on Genji here, okay? Do this as a straight GA if you can. If you have to sling it, then it's fine. And then that means we have options to be able to peel back in a second, because I feel like all this starts to become a little bit panicky from you. So, nice levels of heals. We end up backing out. Genji stays, which is great. Perfect. Don't like this direct super jump, though. Where is this going? Where is our safety, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to use this super jump if you need to come up onto this high ground, or go and keep playing with your Genji, okay? The reasoning is because us just super jumping up to the air is A, not getting ourselves any good cover, but also B, it provides us with a target, okay? Because that makes us a very easy target for the Juno to just turn around and be like, pew, 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 pew. And also the Venture, I mean, Ventures are crazy, I will say this, because I played up against a lot of Ventures recently, where a lot of them will just drill up into the air to come and get you. So this is what I mean, right? Try if you can to rotate to some kind of piece of cover here as we're helping out, okay? Next thing is don't just sit here and heal your Ryan. Your Ryan is really, really healthy. I would rather you went to go and help with your Genji, because as soon as we need to make sure our Genji is staying full HP, because if we do end up kind of, you know, waving out this entire team fight and the beat damage ends up kind of, you know, just going basically, it means then that as soon as beat's finished, we can damage boost Blade and go in, okay? So don't focus on your Ryan here, because your Ryan is absolutely fine as he is. Go and help Genji, and then we can go in, okay? Let's keep going. So Cass, we know, is fully behind us now at this point, so I just sling myself fully in, just to kind of avoid it. Nice. Same. Okay, so at this point, go and help your team. Go and help your DPS at this point. The reason is because Juno and Ryan are way too far in. They can do their own thing and everything. I want you to make sure that this Elim gets secured. Maybe go for a res as well afterwards, just to make sure that he's alright before we go back to the payload, okay? We're not going to be able to help any of these guys, and we just have to hope and pray that Juno can do enough. We go back with our Genji, secure that kill, and then we can come back to the payload, okay? Because I feel like that might end up helping your Hanzo stay alive there. Let's keep going. That's not you. That's you. So we do end up kind of peeling back. Fortunately, we do end up getting the sling, but that's fine. Nice how you just kind of forget about it, because obviously he's going to respawn anyway, so it's all good. Okay, don't sling yourself up here. Especially because I know that the Cass is going to be coming back from spawn soon. So, but those were just really random slings which don't need to do. We can literally just sit underneath the Genji here and just play with him there, but that's fine. Nice. Once again, as soon as she tops up that Ryan, go straight back to looking for where your DPS are, specifically your Genji. Because do you see how we're not here to pocket any of this Blade because we're too busy trying to heal a Ryan that's nearly full HP, okay? Let's quickly rewind this and I'm going to talk about what I would do, okay? So, I wouldn't sling it all the way back here, okay? I would probably still be kind of like, I kind of like sling myself to here. The reasoning is because I give myself better options to be able to go with my, what's called my Rhino, my Juno. And if Cass or Bap do decide to kind of peek from this angle, I can drop behind down to this piece of cover here. Slinging ourselves this far back means that we're going to be really, really far back for this next team fight. So that happens. So we end up kind of peeling for our Juno, which is fine. But don't drift yourself out into the open to peel for your Juno. Us drifting ourselves out in the open can make us a target, especially if Cass is, you know, ends up kind of respawning right now. Or the BAP ends up shooting us, okay? So if you want to go and help your Juno, perfect, but do it from here, because your Juno's going to peel back in a second anyways. You know, your Juno's smart, okay? So once that's happened, I would then start to be looking to try and put my beam on someone here. It's fine for you to put your beam on your, what's called your Ryan right now because of how weak he is, but then as soon as you know that your Juno's helping him up and there's nobody at that short range to be able to kind of damage him or anything, that's when we link back up with the Genji, which I'll show you pretty much when it will be. So, fine. As soon as he's hit that kind of level now, though, I'd be looking to look up for my Genji, okay? So, at this point, okay, he's pretty good. Let's look up to Genji, because what's going to happen here, if I carry it on, Lamp comes out, Genji's started to blade. So if I'm already looking at him and I've already got my beam onto him and I do maybe like a sling up or like a GA or something up onto here, it means that I'm ready to pocket this blade. They have nothing now to help to basically stop this blade, okay? Apart from obviously, you know, shooting him down. Because they've got rid of Lamp, they used Beat last team fight, they've not got the Juno ult yet, and Cass has still trying to come back from spawn, okay? So all we need to do here is just abandon our Ryan. Once again, we don't need to be with Ryan here. We can let our Juno do this, and we can go in and be aggressive with our Genji. We sit, we slash. That would have killed the Ryan one shot there. We would then be able to heal him up while he's basically trying to reset himself, and he can then dash in again. We damage boost the slice, blah, 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 so on and so forth, okay? Because it means then that we can really help our Genji secure out this kind of team fight with his blade, rather than us kind of panicking over here and thinking, oh, my Genji, I should probably be with him, when in reality, you're stood here kind of healing a full HP Ryan, okay? So just if you can, as soon as you can, or even, like, be proactive and think to yourself, okay, my Genji's going to have to blade at some point. We used our Juno last team fight, so I'm the only person that can go in and help with it, basically. Okay? So I'd be looking to try and do that. Let's keep going, though, because I want to see what ends up happening once our Genji's died here. So Genji dies. I don't think you get a res off here, unless if we Valk it. Nice Valk. Go straight for the res. Nice. Just make sure with this res here, just make sure you're kind of bringing it round the back, because especially because this Juno ult's still out and you're just, what's it called, and you're playing in front like this, you can still very easily get taken out by the back, okay? So just, if you can, when you're doing this res, go around the back if you can. Nice push on damage boost. That's fine, you get your Glock out at the end of it as well. Nice push on damage boost at the end here. Make sure that we're G'ing ourselves somewhere away from the point though, because they're going to start having recon testers on the just in case. So I would have literally just G'ing myself up onto that high ground there, because it's really, really nice for you to kind of sit up on there, okay? But overall, Cozy, so far is really, really great, okay? Just saying, I feel like I'm just kind of repeating myself kind of for the entire thing. Make sure we're just not sitting with the Ryan for the entire time, okay? On defense, okay, so Mercy isn't the best in this team comp at this point. The reason is because Hanzo has a one-shot, so he's very easily, you know, just be able to do his own thing. Torb is mainly kind of like just used for spam and stuff like that, so it's not really the best, and obviously Ryan isn't. So I'd be looking probably at this point to maybe switch off to go and play some other support. But if you want to keep on playing Mercy, that's completely fine, because I'm going to talk about how we can still get value with Mercy within this team comp. It would probably end up kind of like sitting damage boosting one of these two, mainly like when obviously the Hanzo uses the storm arrows and stuff like that. But we'll keep going, see what ends up happening. I feel like I haven't seen Torb in absolutely ages for some reason. So nice. I know they're going to be walking underneath. Okay, I don't want you to rotate back here, because you've just rotated back to rotate back forward. Okay? So just, if you can, play in here with your team, and then once you're going to start backing off, then we just rotate this way. Okay, can you see how you've rotated yourself over to here, and then rotated yourself, you're going to end up kind of rotating back over to here, and it just ends up kind of like messing you up, and you end up kind of taking 2 GAs when in reality it can only take you 1, okay? Just think, where's the enemy team? Where do I need to be? Really nice, obviously, you know, you're staying with your Torb a little bit more in this one. But in reality, I would rather you kind of like just made your way around here. So it means we can try, you know, we can help our Ryan from here, but also we have options with everyone else, okay? So if you can, keep going. Nice heals on the Ryan. Okay. Absolutely fine. However, we've just spent this entire time just walking out on this, what's it called, on this high ground, okay? I was expecting, I mean, very, very soon, or I was expecting this cast to basically start attacking this Torb and then walk forward. Oh, look. Mercy and Juno are right here just to be able to shoot. Obviously, you can't help your Juno's positioning, but you can help your own positioning, okay? So as soon as this happens, what I want you to do is I want you to look for a way that you can play underneath. Under here. You can do everything that you're doing. Obviously, manage your ramping in it now, okay? We can utilize everyone with the damage boost whilst playing underneath. And can you see how playing underneath here would also mean that we're going to be out of LOS of our casters above as well? So I would literally just play underneath like this, okay? Second thing, and I've said this quite a few times, whenever Ryan goes into pin, don't go and damage boost the pin unless it was on a tank. Okay, the majority of the time when Ryan pins in, it's either to make space or it's to get a pick off, which is normally what's called a squishy. Okay, which means us putting our beam onto what's the Ryan is not really gonna do anything, is it not? Because if we just sit here, we put our beam onto the Rhine, and we go in and damage boost it, it's not going to do any kind of extra damage that we need, basically. Because basically everyone minus the cast, which is up here, that we already know from our sound cues earlier. And obviously the Rhine in themselves, it's not going to do anything, okay? So what I want you to do is, instead of you kind of putting your beam on whenever the Ryan goes in to go and, do this charge pin, look to see, okay, who's taking advantage of the Ryan taking the space. Our Hanzo and our Juno, obviously our Juno's probably, going to be healing our Ryan thinking, gosh, Ryan, what are we doing? As it's like charging and everything. So in reality, instead, what I'd be looking to do is I'd be looking, okay, who's following up with the space that's being made? Let's go with our Hanzo and damage boost him there. Okay, let's keep going though. So Ryan pins in. Obviously, we do end up kind of healing our Ryan back up. Can't really do too much there. Ooh. Risky res, okay? I respect you doing it early because obviously you don't expect them all kind of like just to walk in straight away. It was just very, very risky, okay? What I would do is make sure that you're kind of making it as close to this side as possible. Just so, because the more you kind of like make your res around here, the easier it is for the enemy teams to obviously, be able to look at you, especially with these kind of riskier reses, okay? I respect the risky res, just make sure that we're kind of doing it more off to this side. Second thing as well is if you can, make sure that your Juno has a speed ring or something to be able to get out, okay? Let's keep going. Nice. Go on, pistol him. I would have just used the Ryan to slink in and gone for him, but I respect it, okay? Nice, let's keep going. So, where are we going to go play? So, we're just rotating ourselves round now, which is completely fine. Nice top up on the Ryan. Can't do any more than what you did there healing-wise. We just have to reset, go again. Okay? You're not going to get a res off. Unfortunately, Juno's are getting picked off. Think about where we're positioning here. Come up onto here. Come up onto here. The reasoning is because we, we already know that this area is clear because we know that the cast is walking like through main and everything like that. So it means, it means when the cast is walking main, we already know that this kind of area is going to be really, really nice and clear, basically. So what I want you to do is when you're kind of like helping your Torb and coming around here, use that super jump to come up onto here. Sure, it means that you're going to be out of LOS with your Torb for like for like a second or two. You're not going to be able to stay with him for the entire thing, but it means that we're keeping ourselves up a tiny bit more, and we can also go and help our Hanzo here as well. Okay, always kind of doing this like super jump here and then thinking, oh my gosh, and then kind of like walking around here. Can you see how it's like becoming like really, really hard for us? Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to look for a way to get up on here. Okay, let's keep going. Whereabouts are you? I'm struggling without like my keyboard, man. So we end up getting pinned. I think this pretty much gonna be a reset because our tag went in really, really like aggressively. So our team will contest him. Nice, managing to get back with our Juno. Just unfortunately we don't get a toucher there. But you did the absolute right thing of trying to go in and go and help your Juno there. Really nice positioning as well. But it's all good. Nice rotation out. Don't peek it, we don't need to. Our Tor can be the one to peek it. Nice. Nice peel for our Juno. Okay. If we're with our Juno, if we want to play with our Juno here, then just stay up with her. What I would probably recommend here, though, is try to go off with what's called, with either your Cass, who is for some reason all the way over here, which probably won't recommend, or sit and damage boost your Torb, okay? We're doing the exact same thing again where we're just holding a beam onto our Ryan, but it's just that they're holding a shield, okay? Just if you can instead sit here and just sit and damage boost your Torb back here. Okay, just literally sit back, damage boost your Torb, and just allow him to kind of sit and do what's it called, damage out main. Okay, so we'll keep doing that because we don't need to just sit here with our what's called with our beam on our Rhyme. Nice. Okay, this is not a worthwhile Valk moment. And the reason is because, can you see, they've just committed their 2 support ultimates, okay? So Ryan doesn't hit a great shatter, is what it is, okay? What I want you to do here, though, is I want you to kind of wait it out. As soon as they hit that B, I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is a lost team fight. GG's, we go again kind of thing. Same thing as well with the Juno wall, okay? As soon as you hear them 2 being popped, okay, this is where your kind of like slightly higher ranks kind of knowledge is going to come into your head. And you're going to be thinking to yourself, okay, they've just used Beaten and what's called Juno ult. Probably 2 of the best ultimates that they've got on that team. Because bear in mind, as well, support ultimate's broken. This kind of trade out with you guys, obviously your Torb ends up popping his ult as well for whatever reason, okay? But let's say Torb doesn't pop his ult as well and you don't pop your ult as well. We've just wasted Shatter for their 2 massive support ultimates. That's a win. That's an absolute win in your books, okay? So you don't need to pop your Valk for this, okay? Also, it's going to be very, very hard for you to get a res off. I would rather you kind of like played passively for a sec and then popped your Valk to try and go for a risky res afterwards. Once the teams have kind of like stabilized a little bit. But I think the instant that you pop this Valk is for the wrong instant. Because when they pop the B and they pop the Juno ult, we're not going to be able to out heal. Okay, let's keep going though. So let's see what ends up happening. So this is the point where you could attempt to pop Valk and go in for the res, okay? Because what would happen here is the beat is going to have warmed off. The Ryan is going to start committing in really, really aggressively. This is your moment, okay? Because we know that the orb is at the front of Cart. Cart, on this point, gives us a very, very nice kind of option just to be able to kind of like, you know, play what's called and get the res off. I'm going to hope that you try to do that in a second. But I would rather you then pop the Valk and try to go for this res now. Okay, let's keep going. I feel like you're going to try going for it. Yeah, our opportunity's gone now at this point, unfortunately. Same, just make sure we're playing in cover with that Valk. That's the first thing that's gone wrong. How you do not get shattered here is honestly beyond my mind, okay? Okay, so I feel like it all kind of started to fall a little bit down south when we didn't manage to get the res off. Because I feel like we're kind of hovering, thinking, oh, can we, can't we? The opportunity goes, and then we just kind of end up kind of like just vibing out in the open once again, okay? Which is very easy for the cast to be able to shoot us, okay? So when our Valks ended, I want you to start playing a little bit more, what's called passively again. Make sure we're playing our cover and everything. Second thing is remember the your Ryans are basically going to be back on kind of ult charge synergy, you know, it's not synergy, but like at the same points again, because obviously the rounds reset and everything. So I'd be expecting their shatter, okay? It's very, very clear that the Ryan will probably want to shatter or do something at the end of, I guess, this team fight, because if they end up kind of getting a really good shatter onto you guys, then it means that, you know, we don't get a full recontest and they cap second with about 5 minutes left on the clock, which we don't want them to do, okay? So what I want you to do is when this Valk ends, play passively, play safe, and then we're ready for that shatter to come out in a second, okay? Let's keep going. So, shatter ends up coming out. Do not ask me how you do not get shattered there. Nice backing out. Nice. I love how you're looking for that res. Just don't make it too obvious that you're looking for that res. But yeah, nice that you do end up going for it. Perfectly fine. Nice, just make sure we're making that a straight G to start off with to go across, just so we don't end up taking spam damage. Don't walk past your Ryan, you don't need to. You can still sit and damage boost him from back. This is a fine point for you to sit and damage boost him. Once again, don't sling in front of your Ryan on the just in case. Nice damage boost on his swings though. He's gonna get pinned off the map. So as soon as I've seen him, did he not get pinned off? I'm absolute Chad, man. I thought he got pinned off. That's why I was like, oh, okay, just leave him now at this point. He's gonna get pinned off. Hello? How did he not get pinned off? What happened? Oh, because of the little ledge. Wow. I was thinking in my head at this point, I was like, oh, he's gonna die, so you might as well just leave him be and kind of, what's it called, go and do something else, okay? That's insane. Alright, we'll keep on going though. So we actually will probably end up winning out this team fight, which is kind of insane. Judo goes in too aggressively, is what it is at this point. I'd be kind of like praying to people like, get out, get out, get out. Like, group up, group up. Yeah, there's a little group up with me. Don't go in for him, wait for him to come to you. Because I'd rather you kept yourself up, especially with your Juno gone. So, while you're healing up Ryan, look to try and make sure that you're knowing where your DPS are. Nice. Like where you're positioned right now. Still play with him, okay? We don't need to rotate. We don't need to return back to Ryan at the moment. He's really, really good. Take advantage of the Ryan being underneath you guys for your cast to have a shooting range here, pretty much. If you give your cast a really good damage boost here, pew pew, pew pew, everyone's gone, okay? But instead, our cast has to play really, really scarily because you decided to leave him to go with our Ryan when our Juno is back in the team fight, okay? Just ignore your Ryan. Your Ryan is fine. Go and make sure they're helping our cast here, okay? Let's keep going. So dragons are coming. I'm thinking their cast is probably going to be rotating up to high ground at this point. And he's going to have thingy, so we just have to look out for that. Make sure we're helping our cast out. He's currently in that duel and we're not helping him. Okay. I wish I had an eye tracker so I could let you know what I was keeping my eye on for that entire Valk, okay? Don't get me wrong, this Valk's a good Valk, okay? I like this one. So all this is fine. This part's okay. And I like this Valk. This is a good Valk, right? However, I'm going to show you where my eye line was when I was doing this, okay? So your eye line was here because you were looking at this Ryan and this duel here. I had my eye line up here because I was looking at this cast. I know that the cast has high noon from all tracking, and I know that the cast will want to have a high noon from the high ground, very, very aggressive one, okay? So when I know that's going to be happening, I'm going to think to myself, okay, I need to make sure that my cast wins out this 1v1. If my cast doesn't win out this 1v1, their cast has a free, you know, what's it called? High noon on us all, okay? So while I'm kind of obviously, you know, having my beams onto all these guys, once I see that cast rotating to my cast and I know my cast wants to start having that duel, at this point I would probably change my beams to go and help my cast. Because if my cast is out the 1v1, perfect, that kind of pressure has gone and my cast can then start raining, you know, the absolute earth down below with your damage boost here. Okay, let's keep going. So obviously, I was not looking at what happened kind of like with the actual team fight because I was too busy trying to see what the cast was doing. So allow your Juno to heal this. Once your Ryan gets slept, that's your perfect time to go and help your cast when the Ryan gets slept. So you end up kind of obviously flying away from high noon, which is fine. Bit of a dodgy res, but it's fine. We just have to reset and go again here. But can you see how we've ended up once again? We spend too much time with our Ryan and we're not going to go and help enable our cast or anything. Okay? So the end of getting the cap, which is fine. This is what we should be doing. Doing this with our cast. Can you see how much our damage boost our cast is getting out? Second thing is don't ever back out this way when they're coming in, okay? If you want to play with your cast on this high ground here, you have to kind of like play on the bridgy side of it ever so slightly, or we play over here and we look for a rotation out as soon as the card coming in. Don't back yourself out here because if you're too slow, the Ryan could just go and you just get pinned to the wall there and you've lost your team to team fight, okay? What I want you to do is instead, obviously, yes, you can play aggressive with your cast here, as you should be, but make sure we're looking for that escape route, so it means that when the Ryan does end up coming pinning in with the cast, we have a way to be able to get out, like with our Juno here, for example, or something. Okay? Keep going. Nice. Make that what's called a cancel GA, because the sling didn't help us out there. It's fine, you're going to go and help your Ryan here. What I'll be doing though is as soon as as soon as I know he's okay, make sure that we look and see where our cast is going to be, walk back ourselves, and I'll be looking to get a GA up onto our cast. Nice. Once again, same again. It's fine for you to go and help your Ryan here, just unfortunately he ends up kind of pinning in and Dying again. Nice. Don't play too close to him, though. Nice. Backing out too much. We don't need to back out this much already because we know they're going to start peeking main again. At this point, this is the time where you want to push up with your cast, okay? Push up with your cast. Your Juno's here with your Bastion really, really nicely, okay? Also, B, they have Shower, okay? So if you're standing out here, Rise thinking, hoo hoo hoo, like he's going to be rubbing his hands and thinking, I've got a free-run Shower over here, okay? When, if we push forward with our cast and play over here, we can start pressuring out their Hanzo in the back line and get a pick off onto him. And also, if we play here, we still have the options to go and help them guys, but we're not going to get hit by the Shatter ourselves as well, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to play aggressive with your cast and damage boost here, but keep an eye on these guys, okay? So don't play with them, keep an eye on them, but play with our cast. Let's keep going. So I feel like we're still playing too far back with this Bastion. Oh, bad nano by them. Nice, okay. That's a fine time for you to flick on the damage boost for the pin. Because obviously they're pinning Orion. So that's fine. Nice. At this point, I'd be letting my Juno know, be like, hey, let me have the healing because your Juno's got ult and you don't. So just let her know and be like, oi, give me ult charge. I normally say this to Zelda, I'm usually like, oi, give me ult charge, and he usually listens, okay? This is fine, but same thing again, don't block yourself into this room here. Go and play with your Cass and your Juno, but don't play kind of with them because I know that Ryan's going to have Shatter and he could very easily just go turn the corner and be like, hammer down! And if you were stood here as well, that's a 4-man Shatter, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to play with your Bastion here, but play up on this bit if you can over here. Sure, obviously we'll have to be careful of like people being like main, in which case we can drop down like here as well, but we don't want to be stood on here with them because the Shatter's going to be coming out in a second, okay? So play up over here. Let's keep going. So as you don't know, obviously, rotating out and everything, which is great. Keep an eye out. Okay, so your cast rolls in forward. You can't really do too much about that. So, play close here. You want to play close to here because you backing out like this is opening up the angle to people on the bridge. So keep playing close here. That's not you. That's not you. Dude, I'm just struggling with this keyboard, man. I fear that's what my paycheck in the next 2 weeks should go towards is a new keyboard. Nice. Okay. So, this Valk isn't a great one. Because I know obviously our purpose of this was to look at Valks. This one was a bad one. The reasoning is because our Juno pops ult. Juno's healing in ults, plus obviously Juno healing your Ryan, is going to be far enough for you to take your time to be able to get into a good position to help your Ryan out here with the mirrored Juno ults. We do not need to Valk it yet. I would rather you waited for your Juno ult to end and then assess the situation and go to Valk it than you go and rush in to go and do the Valk here because you don't need to Valk. Shadow ends up hitting. Nice res. But yeah, we could have done all of this without our Valk here. I would have probably looked to pop it about now-ish. Because at this point, like, we were close enough to do everything with everyone. We could have had the opportunity to make sure that we could have, like, put our beans onto our Juno being far back and everything. But do you see how we could have got more value out of it by doing it later than popping it, like, straight away, panicking, thinking, oh, my Ryan's gonna die? Ryan has so much HP and he's got a Juno with him. So just let him be. And I put the wrong bone again. Nice. Good damage boost here. Oh, okay, girly. Just make sure we're not going to put too aggressive. So it's fine for you to go and contest him here. Just don't walk into him too much because obviously if he has that flash, very, very easy for you to get picked off. Very easy push him for them guys. We don't want that to happen, okay? So if you do want to be aggressive to him, really, really great. Just don't walk into him too much. Okay, keep going. Let's keep going. So Junkrat's there. Nice dropping away from the Junkrat. Let's get, we're backing off way too soon, okay? Yes, we're going to be scared of the Junkrat, don't get me wrong, but we still want to try and make sure that our Genji makes it out alive, so don't drop yourself way, way back here. Play about where you are here, and then we can get the beam onto it as quick as possible, and then we can GA back, okay? Nice. It's fine. So Junkrat's come back up. Safely again, don't block yourself up by playing up on that high ground. Nice rotation. Go help you, Genji. Very, very nice. Make that sling up top because your Genji is currently holding up top. I've not seen the cast rotate up to the top here. So it means that, you know, it's not going to be very easily pew 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 pick up from the top bit from the cast, okay? So what I want you to do here is, because you know the cast is underneath because your Genji's having an absolute field day up the top being like, yay, look at me kind of thing. Use that to your advantage and G yourself up. So it means you give yourself the option to help your Genji, but also we can help the team. And B, if cast decides to flank around and then boom, it means we're not going to die as well. Okay? Oh. So we were still in beam range of our, of our Ryan there, so we don't need to G ourselves in. But also we could have helped him by being up on that high ground as well. Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna have my drink while you respawn. So we do end up getting into overtime, which is great, which means it's either going to be a draw or a, what's it called? It's either going to be a draw or a win, which is really, really great for you guys. But it's just once again, Cozy, you're playing too much around your, what's it called? Piece of cake. Ready for battle. Around your Rhine. Okay? So we pretty much got the exact same team comp, just a different cast, and we have a different Genji, so they've switched around this time, which is fine. So nice heals to begin with. Nice. Just be careful when you're slinging yourself out to spawn from thingy, from people up on the high ground, which to call out from the high ground, again, just gonna dash up on there, okay? Make sure we're helping him out with the dash, okay? Cass currently right now only has LOS of a Rhine, and that's pretty much about it. Sure, okay, the Juno's just backed off, in which case, you know, he's gonna get LOS of her right now. But if you can, help your Genji out with the contest up here. We don't want a Genji to get stunned and then, you know, just like die off the bat pretty much. So what I'd be looking to do is I'm looking to do a GA cancel and just kind of hold yourself here. The reason is because then you can help your Genji with the dash on the high ground and everything. But also we have the option to help Cass as well if we desperately need to. Okay? So that's what I would just be looking to do there. Let's keep going. Whereabouts are you? Here. Let's keep going. So nice. It's fine, you're rotating here. Once again, leave your Rhine. We don't need to. We don't need to be with him. So don't force yourself from a bad position. Sorry, don't force yourself from a good position just to help your cast. Your cast is going to start walking forward in a second anyways. So allow him to come to you for the healing rather than just waste a GA to get to him, okay? I'd rather you wait, you know, kept damage boosting and kept the pressure up from your team to go and back instead of going and backing off for him, okay? Nice heals onto Juno. So we rotated with cast now, which is perfect. Love this. Really, really nice. Stay up in that room. We could have done that exact same rotation as just what we've just done, because we were just up on this high ground. We end up dropping and then rotating up and back around in a dodgy way just to get back to where we were. Okay, so just if you can keep playing here. All you have to do is literally just kind of help your team out. Sorry, you were over here when you help your team out. Back to Cass. We don't need to do this like weird random rotation which we've just done. Okay, let's keep going. That's not you. That's you. There we are. So it's fine. I don't know where the orb is, unfortunately, for us to get a res off, but I'm going to suggest that it's probably in the center of point knowing you're right. Nice. And you guys end up winning out. Obviously, we'll just have to wait for respawners and everything. My main thing is it's fine for you to play on the point right now. Just make sure we're watching for respawners. Once those respawners start coming in, look to try and play up somewhere, like, you know, somewhere safe. And you guys end up winning it, okay? Cozy, overall, I'm going to say to you, right, I love your beam management on the people that you have it on, okay? Because I'm going to talk more about who you should be having it on in a bit. But I think overall, whoever you've got your beam on, it's usually really, really great beam management, and I love it, okay? My second thing that I really like from you as well is the fact that your movement is usually really, really great. There were a few kind of iffy bits where we end up rotating in a bad way, don't get me wrong. But the majority of the time, your rotations are really, really great, okay? And with and you end up kind of like doing like nice little rotations and, you know, doing some good movement as well, which is really, really nice, okay? So I really did enjoy it, okay? Our main focus of today was Valks, wasn't it? And I will say, I don't think that's your worst thing, in my opinion, okay? Sure, we need to work on Valks, definitely. And I think your main thing with Valks is just kind of debating whether you need to Valk or not. And what I want you to do is just take that kind of half second, take that split decision, and just think to yourself, is it worth me Valking here? Or am my team just going to die anyways? And if you feel like your team is just going to die anyways, then just leave it and don't do anything, okay? But I think the Valks that you end up having good Valks with were done really, really well. Just make sure that we're still playing a little bit of cover whenever we're doing so, and we're looking to make sure that we know kind of like when the Valk ends, where we're gonna go if we can. Okay, so that's a really important thing. However, my main thing with you, Cozy, I do apologize about my dog as well. I'll make sure he's okay in a second. My one kind of main key thing that I will say is that you were playing with your tank far, far too much. Okay. I just worry about my tank too much. I think my mindset is if my tank dies, we automatically lose. So I stay with him a bit too much. So there's staying with him, but then there's also kind of, because you can stay with him, but in a place where you can enable your DPS, okay? Because a lot of the time, let me go to the practice range and I'll show you. Where's Mercy? Sorry, also, I do not play Mercy on PC, and you can just see my little voice thing as well, so I'm hoping that's not thinking the recording or not. Right, what's damage boost here? So, I'm seeing you a lot. Like, for example, this is my Rhine here, and you're just stood here like this. Okay? What I want you to do is, let's say you have a Genji or someone on this high ground that's going to test my PC Mercy knowledge. Shift. No, hold on. What's crouch? Basically, the point that I'm trying to get across here, because obviously I don't play on a keyboard and mouse at all. My point that I want to get across here is I want you to try, control, thank you, okay? So, shift, control, quick, no. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do it, because I want to go up there, but it's not going to happen. So, instead of you kind of like just standing main and holding it down and being like, okay, I must help my Rhine, instead, what I want you to do is so let's say my Genji's up here, or my Cass is up here on Parisio's second, and is taking a really nice angle, but my Rhine is main like this. What I want you to do is I want you to play up with your Genji up here if you can. So it means that we're going to be playing up here and sitting a damage boost at him. But we can still go and help our what's called our Rhine. We don't need to spend 24/7 playing with him and being like this, especially when he's got his shield up and everything like that. As soon as we feel like he's okay, or, you know, if everyone's kind of out of range and my Juno's there to heal him, allow your Juno to heal up and do that. I would rather you kind of went and go and did a nice little off angle with your Cass, with your Genji, whoever it was that was up on like these high grounds as such, okay? So just kind of correctify your position ever so slightly. So it means that we can go and help our DPS and we can also help the tank, okay? So just kind of like finding a way that we can follow up with them a little bit more if we can, okay? That's enough for my PC merciness. I'm just gonna quickly just leave before I embarrass myself any more than what I just have done. But overall, Cozy, I feel like the VOD itself was really, really great, okay? Just make sure that we're kind of correctifying that ever so slight, like, piece of movement. And then with your Valks, it's mainly just making sure that we're looking to see whether we need the Valk or not, okay? But other than that, though, Cozy, obviously, thank you so much for the lovely VOD. Yeah, just once again, thank you so much for on YouTube as well as on Twitch. You've been watching this. If you guys do want your own Mercy VOD review, I do talk about it at the beginning of the video. But if you guys want to see any of my own gameplay as well, that is on my main YouTube channel, which will be linked down in the description, along with a link to my Twitch and also my Discord. So join the Discord, everyone. But yeah, just once again, thank you so much for the lovely VOD, everyone. I shall see you all later. Bye!